Sometimes it's easy to tell if something is a living organism. Take, for example, a cat. We know it is a living organism just by looking at it, or in the case of a car, we know it is not. However, it is not always easy to tell if something is a living organism or not. For example, if you were walking on the beach and you find this object, how can you tell if it is a living organism or a non-living thing? Scientists who study living organisms just like us observe that all living things have 8 common functions. These are: 1. They all contain cells. 2. They all can maintain an internal balance by the process of homeostasis. 3. They all can use and or produce energy. 4. They all can respond to some sort of stimuli. 5. They all can produce more of their kind by the process of reproduction. 6. They all have the ability to adapt and evolve. 7. They all can transport materials within their body. And 8. They all can get rid of waste buildup by the process of excretion. Cells. All living things contain either one or many cells. Cells are often referred to as the building block of life. Similar to a building with repeating units of bricks, living organisms are made up of repeating unit of cells. Some organisms are made up of one cell. They are termed unicellular, for example, an amoeba or a bacteria. Other organisms are made up of many cells. They are termed multicellular, for example, a frog or human beings. Homeostasis. This is the ability of living organisms to maintain a stable internal condition or a balance. Say, for example, we are playing outside on a very hot summer day. Our body temperature will increase and we might die. Hence, our body get rid of excess heat by sweating. Energy. Living organisms can either make its own food, like plants, by the process of photosynthesis, or they can obtain their energy by eating other organisms. All food, whether made or taken in, needs to be broken down into usable form of energy called ATP. Organisms that can make its own food is called autotrophs, and those that can feed on other organisms are called heterotrophs. Reproduction. Producing more of its kind can be done in 2 ways. Asexually, where the organisms reproduce by itself, for example bacteria or amoebas, or asexually, where it involves 2 organisms, for example humans. Response. Outside factors affect living organisms. Take for example this plant. When touched, it closes its leaves inwards, or the ability of a plant to grow towards sunlight. Adaptation. Living things have different adaptation that allows them to survive. In a particularly cold environment with snow, you will find the snowshoe hare. Some of their adaptations include a white coat that allows them to be almost invisible in the snow, or their large feet that allows them to travel in the snow. Transport. Living organisms have a transport system that allows materials to move from one place to another within them. Humans have a heart that pumps blood and many veins and arteries that allows for materials to be transported to and from cells. In plants, there are 2 tubes called xylem and phloem that does the transporting. Excretion. All living organisms need to get rid of waste materials. We get rid of waste materials by breathing out, and as such, we get rid of carbon dioxide, which is a waste. Plants also do the same by releasing excess carbon dioxide through their stomata.